right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Monday. I hope it's an amazing Monday for most of us. If you are not having a good day, I challenge you not to allow it to continue to be that way and change the narrative. Be the author of your own day. Be the light in your own experience. Today at Meet the Author, we have an amazing author with us who is featured in the Amazing Author catalog. Her name is Miss Tracey Smith. She is the author of Jordan's Journeys, Where's Grandma, which is a child's view on loss, grief, and bereavement. So Tracey is going to share her what, why, when, and where of her book. She's going to tell us why this is so important and how you can use this as a tool and a resource to connect with your youth during the bereavement period. So Tracey, I did hear a lot about your book. I watched one of your interviews and it was amazing. And I thought it would be important for you to share some of the things that you shared during that interview because it was helpful for me in learning more about your book, learning more of considering the grieving process of our youth. So what excites me about seeing you out there in these book streets, which I call it, sharing your
Hmm.
because a lot of times our first time authors, and I know this isn't your first book, but I just want to speak to first time authors, they'll write a book and it just is buried. They don't promote it, they don't share it. And when we make purposeful work, it's important for us to let people know that it's out there because it's intended for a specific audience and as a resource. So thank you for you sharing your book.
Absolutely.
So let's begin with the breakdown of Jordan's Journey, Where's Grandma? This is the future book again in the Amazing Author Catalog. You can grab a copy right now at theamazingcorner.com or meet me at a book fair location near you. So tell us little bit about Where's Grandma?
I started writing the book after my mom passed. We were all dealing with grief, so I thought, why not add this to my children's book series, a grief book for children ages 4 to 9. So that's how it kind of got started. I was really focusing on my granddaughter and how she was dealing with her emotions at the time. I decided to put all the good things that they shared together and make it into a great resource tool for kids to use. Think about the good times, the memories, like they like to play games. My mom liked to watch her dancing and singing, and she liked to push my mom in the wheelchair. So I decided just to, take all those and put it into a book, just so that the kids can have something to focus on, to take the sad feelings that they have and put it into something positive.
I
So
love that. I love that. So how
yeah.
old was your granddaughter when your mom passed?
Let's see. It's been 2 years, so she was like 8 at the
Okay.
time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Was she involved in the writing process or did you just utilize those
Oh
memories?
no, I just did it on my own. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
overall, who's your intended audience for this book?
The age group is 4 to 9.
Mhm.
But absolutely it can be with younger kids. It depends on their reading level. I mean, definitely can be used for younger. Um, I want teachers to be able to use it as a resource tool, school counselors, librarians. So yeah, ages I always say 4 to 9 because I have to put it in to those parameters, but it can certainly be for younger.
All right, perfect. And that actually was my next question. And you answered it. So, guys, I was going to ask Tracey what she answered is outside of what of families, what kind of groups can use this or organizations can benefit this as a tool. And Tracey shared that this is a great resource for teachers, counselors, and librarians. And while you're saying, I'm just imagining a lot of kids, like parents take time off. We take FMLA, we take sick days, but a lot of times kids, we keep sending them to school because we think we want to keep them busy, keep them around their friends, keep them up with their schedules. So a lot of times teachers and organizations are managing our kids in the midst of the grief. So this is a good way to rally behind your students and have their classmates rally behind them as having Jordan's Journey, Where's Grandma? So I love that. All
Right.
right.
Thank
So from your experience, has reading and writing been a great way to help you through grief?
Absolutely. This book is my way to pay, homage to my mom, so I feel like I'm doing something good in her honor. So yeah, it is helping me through the process. It's been 2 years, but as we all know, it doesn't go away. So
Mhm.
I always it's humbling to me that I can give back to her and share her story and share our story with children. So yeah.
How soon after losing your mom did you start this project?
Um, I'm trying to think. 'Cause she passed away in 2022. Um, so maybe like 6 or 7 months into the process. Yeah,
Okay.
it was fresh. Yeah, it
I
was
was going to
definitely
ask, so
fresh.
did that trigger anything or was it more heartwarming because you focused on the happy moments?
Well, no, I think it was just I wanted to focus on the positive,
Okay.
but I mean it was emotional to put the words, on the computer as I'm typing. It was very emotional. But yeah, I just wanted to focus on the warmth between them, the love between them, and put it out there and share it in hopes of helping other children.
So Tracy's book is another example of women using their pain for purpose. So I just applaud you for that. I know it's not always easy. Like you said, sometimes it is like ripping off a wound or triggering. So I'm grateful for this, and I think you have an amazing product. So looking at the illustrations, I love that they definitely are relatable moments that we all can enjoy and remember, or we have with our own families. Are the characters, are they reflective of how the attributes, do they look like your mom or do they look like your granddaughter?
Um, Yeah, it definitely looks like my mom.
Okay.
Yeah. When I first saw that first illustration, I was like, oh my gosh, I never gave her a detail. She just came up with that. So I was like, well,
Wow.
that was perfect.
Yeah.
As far as my daughter, I did have to tweak a few things on that. So yes, it does resemble my daughter. And Jordan, I say, yeah, her hairstyle was a little bit different at the time, but we decided to have it in a little bun and kind of pull back. So yeah, they do. They do. It does remind me of her. Of course, now she looks at it and she's like, oh my gosh, that doesn't look like me, Mama.
Look, at nine, they have so much personality, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to talk about, you used the word transition early in the book. Was that intentional? Because I think transition is a word that many kids do not know about or may not understand. So talk about that, the use of that word a little bit.
It was intentional because I wanted it to be, I wanted to come off as being soft, gentle. I didn't want it to scare the kids. So I did use that on purpose. And I felt like the parents could step in and explain that a little
I
bit better,
love it.
kind
Yep.
of work through that together.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. So is Jordan's Journey a series, or tell us a little bit about that?
It is a series. I started right after COVID. The first book is titled A Day in Quarantine with Jordan. So that was the first one, and that came out in 2022. And then in the next year, 2023, I spun it off into a coloring book, an activity book, and then a Spanish version of A Day in Quarantine with Jordan. And then, of course, this year is Where's Grandma? Yeah.
So when was it published? When was your release date?
For the first one, or
No, this one.
March, came out March of this year.
Okay, well, still fresh, guys. Get this book while
Yeah,
it's fresh and hot.
it is.
If you know anyone going through this experience, this will be a great gift, especially for a child. A child probably won't want a card or anything like that. Your hugs are going to be amazing, but this is something that they can take with them. So I want to talk a little bit about in the back of Where's Grandma, there's some journaling pages. And what I like, Tracy, you didn't use traditional journal pages, so they're not overwhelming for a kid.
Right.
I like that they're prompted. And I think that even though there's not a lot of journal pages, it gives a family something to start with and say and get to give them ideas on what to do next. Can you talk a little bit about the journaling pages included in this book?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to include the journals because I felt like it's like you said, it's a way to get the conversation starting. If those feelings, you can turn them into something positive. So I definitely wanted those journals included, and also the love letter to Grandma. I wanted that included as well to make sure that Jordan could have her last little say to Grandma and put it out there for everybody to see. So, but yeah, the journals I think are very important. For kids, it's like sometimes they just don't want to talk about it, right? It's like they would rather just like not deal with it. And so I think it's a good starting point.
And that's a good point. I'm glad you said that. So they can do it with you or they can do it on their own. They can read the book and then they can go somewhere in private and help have some
True.
do some purging. I want to talk a little bit about, so we title it Where's Grandma? So as an author, sometimes people get a little bit too literal with the title. So I would encourage you to get this book, even if you didn't lose a grandmother. If you
Right.
lost a grandfather, if you lost a mother, you lost a father, you lost a sibling, you lost a good friend. Can you talk a little bit about how we can use this same book to support any grief journey?
Oh yeah. I didn't I mean, I guess that's the title and that's come out of my story, but I want it to be for everybody. For
Hmm.
whether it's Papa, granddaddy, granddad, auntie, uncle, whoever. So
Hmm.
it's universal. It's for everybody. It's just my little story that I wanted to be used for everybody. So sometimes when I'm out there at book events, people will say, "Oh, well, we need it for granddad," and I'm like, "Well, you know what? It can't be used. It
Hmm.
can be used. There's journals there. The story I think is relatable when you're talking about the memories, so it can be used."
I love it. So I wanted, as you're saying, I'm thinking about my dad. So when my dad gives me cards, for the longest time, he will buy a card and he will cross out a word that he doesn't like, or a word he wants to change, or words he wants to relate to me. And I love
Right,
that. So
right,
how you feel? Because this is your work, and I know some people are sensitive about their work. I'm thinking about that with this. I'm like, if it was Where's Grandma and you own this book, you bought it from the amazingcorner.com or one of our mobile book fairs, I would challenge you to get a picture of you and that person and tape it there. And then the inside, do the
right.
same thing. Replace your
Mm-hmm.
worries with that. And it's a great outlet. So that's what I'm
Right.
thinking as you talk. What are your thoughts on that, Tracy?
Yeah, I think that's good. Actually, someone said to me at my last event, "Why don't you just change it and make it into like another one? Where's Grandpa or whatever?
Mhm.
Where's Granddad?" And I said, "Hey, that's a good idea. I never thought about it." But that would have to go through and change all the illustrations and all that. But yeah, I say, hey, put that picture there. Absolutely,
And I'm gonna share,
make
I just
it your own.
yeah, people have asked me to do this, and I keep saying I want to do it, but for some reason I haven't done it yet. Is there any thought of leaving like blank so they can personalize it? So you have where's and leave it blank, and then throughout the book have different pages so people could write in or pin in. Is you haven't ever think of doing anything like that?
Oh, you mean actually on the cover, like
I
where's?
would say on the cover and then have different blanks throughout the pages where they can add in instead of grandmom or granddad.
Oh, I see. Just have like a blank line. Oh, I
Yeah.
never really thought about. Okay,
I've
that's
been
that's
asked
another
that for
one.
about 4 years, and I did say with my next book I'm going to do that, but I haven't been
Haven't
led to
done
do it.
it.
When I'm in that creative phase, that doesn't pop up, but usually after I publish, I'm like, oh, I thought I said I was going to do
Yeah,
it. For some reason, I'm thinking that might be a good idea for not to replace this book, but maybe
right.
have a partner book with it or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. I never thought about that. Yeah, just leave it open for whomever,
Right.
right?
People like
Yeah.
being able to personalize things. So, Tracy, what else do you want us to know about Where's Grandma?
Where's Grandma is an award-winning book. Yeah, it
Wow.
won the gold Titan. No, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Not Titan. What's it called? Literary Titan Award,
Okay.
the gold award. And it's also a finalist in Reader's Choice.
I
So
love
the
that.
winners will be announced at the end of November, I believe. So and it's gotten two five-star reviews in the last month. So the
Perfect.
book is doing really well. So I'm amazed.
I'm glad you said
Very
that
happy.
because it's so hard sometimes to get reviews from books. So if you are reading Jordan's Journeys, Where's Grandma, wherever you bought the book, I challenge you to go back to that place and leave a review. So if you get it from amazingcorner.com, you can go right to our shop and leave a review. If you get it from Amazon, please go back and leave a review. Reviews help authors connect with readers who don't know them personally and give them more confidence in buying a book. So if you really love the book or if it was really helpful, I challenge you to leave Tracey a review. So
Yes,
Tracey, I want to thank you for joining the Amazing Author Catalog. Thank you for spending
absolutely.
some of your day off with me and sharing more about your book. Um, what else? What else? What did we miss? We don't want to miss this opportunity.
Just I want to touch upon the next book. I'm working on the next book. It's going to be an children's affirmation book. So it'll be another book added to the Jordan's Journey series. Hopefully, I was trying to get it in by the end of this year, but I'm not sure. But anyway, hopefully by the early next year, early
So
2025.
in total, how many books have you published so far? So you say you started in 2020, right?
Yeah, so I said the original book was Day in Quarantine. I had the spin-off of the Colin and the Spanish book, and then Where's Grandma, and then that'll be the number five.
That's great. That's good.
Yeah,
She's moving, you guys. She's got that
yeah,
writing bug and hasn't stopped. So, what's
yeah.
been the most exciting part of being an author?
For me, I think just getting out there and putting my books out there just so I can help somebody else. That's what I want to do. I want to make sure that we keeping our children reading and keeping them up to par, and so that's been the best part for me. Yeah, just getting out there and interacting with everybody. I enjoy that part of it.
So, let's encourage someone who may want to write a book but haven't done it, haven't pulled the trigger. What would you say to that person that's holding a story in their heart?
I know it's cliche in it, but people always say, "Well, if I can do it, you can do it," right?
Mhm.
But it's so true because I've always wanted to do it. It was like I just never took the time to do it. But when we were all at home, after COVID, it was like, well, just go ahead and just try it. So I did, and I'm just so glad that I did. Um, I would have never thought that I'd be like an award-winning author. It's just like it's
Right.
just unbelievable. So so I'm saying anybody you can do it. Don't if you're on the fence, just hop in there. Just go ahead and do it. So
All right, so we're wrapping up, but I want to talk a little bit about the I guess the award process. When you apply for the Literary Titan Award or the Reader's Choice Award, was the process the same? Can you share just a little bit about that process? And also, what do you feel like it was helpful to you as an author?
um the process is really pretty easy. You go on the website, you just apply,
Mhm.
you apply and you have to, be patient and hopefully they'll get back to you soon. It did take a little while to get the review and then I heard about the award like maybe 3 weeks later. But
Okay.
That's on that was on both of them. It's pretty easy to sign up on the website.
Okay.
Once I get my little stickers to put on the book, I'm sure it's gonna help me more. I
Nice.
haven't received them yet. It's still kind of fresh, but
Okay.
yeah. But once I get the stickers and then I can add that to the books as I go out and do my book events and stuff, I think it would definitely help more. But yeah, I'm
Okay.
just trying to really get it out there to educators. That's what I really want. I want the book to be available in every elementary school, whether it's the library, like I said, the counselor, the classroom. I just think it's an important tool to have.
Okay. Have you shopped at the hospitals? Because as you're talking, I'm thinking like
I
we
have not.
often visit
That's
our families at the hospital, and that's where some people we lose some of our family members. So maybe they could have this available in like
yeah.
the bookstores or
Or
something like
maybe I can donate to the bookstore. That's a good idea. Yeah. I
that.
like that.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's all we have today with author Tracey Smith. Again, she is one of our amazing authors featured in the Amazing Author Catalog. Her book is also showcased, excuse me, at the Amazing Author Mobile Book Fairs. We're excited to have you as part of the second edition. And you guys, you just go be amazing. If there's something that you want to achieve, a goal you've been wanting to accomplish, Tracey is evidence that if you put your mind to it, you can do
Can
it.
do it.
Who knows? You might not stop after that. You might just keep going and keep growing. So we invite you to continue to follow Tracey on Instagram at
Jordan's Book Journeys. And it's Jordan spelled JORDYNS. Book Journeys. JOURNEYS.
Perfect. So you follow Tracey there. You follow Tanira on all social media platforms under Amazing Corner. And we hope you will click like and subscribe to this video and share it out. There's somebody you know in your family or in your community that can use Jordan's Journeys, Where's Grandma? And we know this will be a great resource and tool. We appreciate you watching and joining us today. Have an amazing day. See you later.
Thank you. Bye
You're
bye.
welcome.